Hey,
Hey,
what you up to this afternoon?
we've been sitting around talking about stuff that I was telling Eric about some of the food I ate growing up. Yeah, I've told y'all before, my family, we were poor. That's just all there was to it. We were poor growing up. And I was telling Eric about some of the stuff that we would eat as kids if we could even get our hands on it. To have a regular loaf of white bread in the house, that was a treat. And if we had that and Mama had sugar, we'd put sugar on the bread and just eat it for to have something sweet. We wouldn't have butter, so we just sprinkle sugar into that bread and mash it all together and have a sugar sandwich. That was a treat. There was times, if we had it, if we had a mayonnaise or salad dressing type stuff, and that was rare, and we had sliced white bread, we would just smear some on the bread and that would be a sandwich. Think about, there were times I would make a mustard and ketchup sandwich to have something to eat. Just mix mustard and ketchup on a slice of bread and eat it. And that was, it's what we had.
Yeah.
And you learn to make do with what you have. We had to as children growing up. And I think that's how now I'm able to try to make a meal out of stuff that we already have here. And back before you ever lost your job and stuff, but back when we could, we would buy up, if we found like the cans of chicken breast that were reduced price and stuff, we would buy up that stuff and keep it in our pantry to have. And we would buy up reduced price meat.
Yeah.
We would shop meat sales and freeze stuff. And that is what's getting us through this now. And I'm so thankful that we were wise enough to do that.
Yeah.
I have made chicken salad with boiling fresh chicken and stuff, and we like it that way. But I was thinking, okay, what am I going to make? Okay, chicken salad. We had that. So I thought, okay, we got those cans of chicken. I can make some easy chicken salad with this.
Yeah.
So I pulled out those cans of chicken. And a lot of stuff we do have stored in the pantry, it's going to have a lot of sodium in it. But I have to take what we have and try to make meals out of it. So it'll be okay. I did good with the soup yesterday. No more sodium than was in that. That turned out good.
So yesterday and today, you just average it out. We did fine.
It'll be okay.
Hey, it balanced out.
And I think I've told y'all that many a times, Daddy, he would pick what they called field corn. That was the corn used to feed the animals with and stuff, and that's what we'd have for a meal. He'd bring it home and slice it off that cob and fry it up, and that would be a meal. And I think I've always had like a food insecurity, maybe. I think I have. Because I remember I used to think that whenever I could leave home, one day I'd be able to have all the different foods that I wanted.
Yeah.
And that, I think that might be a mental issue. I'm not sure, but it could be.
Yeah.
I think when you haven't had a lot of that stuff growing up, it very well could be. And the reason I started cooking at 10 years old is because a lot of times Mom would have to go out in the fields and help Daddy.
Right.
Well, that left me at the home with two younger brothers. So I had to figure out something to cook to feed 5 people, even though 3 of us were kids. And that's why I started cooking so young, was that. And I think through the years, I got more comfortable with using convenience type foods, the boxed macaroni and cheese, the canned soups, all of that. And then it became like we get used to that, to that taste, and to, just different things like that. And we don't see a problem with it.
Yeah.
And nowadays, with so many people struggling financially and the cost of food, people's having to use whatever they can afford to make a meal together, to throw a meal together for their family so that they have food to eat.
Yeah.
But that it's not, it's probably not the most healthiest, but you've got to use what you got, and you have to buy what you can afford.
Yeah. I know, like when we go to Ben's,
That's the discount store.
Yeah, everything's 40% off. We've gone there, and there'll be people in there just buying up all the different food stuff because it is a lot cheaper.
Oh, there'll be families, a husband and a wife, and they'll each have a cart, and it'll be piled up with the food and stuff because who knows how many kids they got at home to feed.
Yeah.
And is it the healthiest for you? No, absolutely not. But you got to put food on the table.
That's right.
You have to feed your family.
And like when we would be at Kroger hitting up the markdown stuff,
We'd share with y'all some of the stuff we were getting.
But there's a lot of people there we see on a regular basis, and if we get something, we'll say, hey, they got good markdown up here, they got this over here, and
we kind of look out for each other.
And they tell us the same thing. Hey, they got
this back there, and you go back there and get you some of it. But more and more people, I don't hardly even go to the grocery anymore. But more and more people, I think, are starting to hit up those reduced aisles trying to find this stuff, and I don't blame them at all.
No.
You will find toilet paper, you will find paper towels, you will find laundry soap. It's not just cans of dented food and stuff. You will find things that are just, a roll of toilet paper might have got smashed on the end of it, so they mark it down.
Or the pack itself got tore and they have to tape it back closed. Or
have tape on it. We got a 25-pound bag of white sugar for $2 and something one time. We are still using out of that bag.
I've got charcoal. It's all kinds.
Yeah.
Just, you gotta look, and it's funny because if we're in another part of town or something, or we go into a Kroger that we don't usually go into, where's y'all's markdown aisle at?
I know, we'll ask, where's it at? And sometimes they don't even know, so we have to scour the whole store trying to find it.
But it's nice, like with the one we go to, we know where to look for things.
We do.
Where they put cold stuff, where they put frozen stuff.
And we've tried to share that with y'all. You got to search all the coolers.
Yeah.
You got to look in the produce section. You got to search like where they've got all the bags of salads and stuff, because you can find this stuff marked down.
Yeah.
And it's still good.
Yeah.
It is still good food. There's nothing wrong with it. And when you find it, if you've got the money, get it.
Yep.
If you can stock up on stuff, stock up on it. But there's bargains out there, but you have to find them.
Yeah.
And anymore, even the sales prices at the stores, they're not really that good of a deal.
Yeah, well, not compared to what they used to be, but the prices are going up so much now. The markdowns don't seem as good, but
sometimes they do have good sales, and that's when if you got the money, you need to stock up on them. And anymore when they have like a really good sale, like on canned stuff at Kroger's, for example. It was such a great buy, this was a few months back, that they couldn't even get the stock shelved. It would go like that.
Yeah.
And then the sale date went by and they were having to give rain checks to people.
Yeah.
Because people were buying it up in such quantities. But I understand. I understand. My heart goes out to families that are just, having to do what they have to do to get by.
Saturday I made pizzas because in the freezer I had 3 rolls. Well, actually, there's 6 rolls of the pizza dough in the cans, like the Pillsbury and all, because they had it on sale for like 95 cents a thing at one time.
It was on reduced
markdown.
prices, yeah.
So bought them. This was probably 4 or 5 months ago. Put them in the freezer.
Yeah.
And they're fine.
Yeah.
You thaw them out and they're great.
Because we were under the assumption that, you know what, we'll use these one day.
Yeah.
And boy, are we glad we did that. That's why if you've got the extra money and you find this stuff at such great prices, try to stock up on it.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of canned goods.
Yeah.
Are they the healthiest for you? No. But you can rinse them.
Yep.
A lot of the salt in that stuff is in the juices in there. But you can rinse them. If you don't want to use all the sodium in it, you can rinse them. And you can use them that way. But we're going to have to use what we have here.
It's like when I made the pizzas on Saturday, put olives on. I drained them, rinsed them.
Yeah, you always rinse them.
And that way
it gets a lot of that salt off. So you can make do with what you have.
Yeah.
And like I said, is it going to be the healthiest? Nope, it's not, but it's food.
That's right.
And that's the name of the game. Make them tummies feel full. Or that's the name of the game for me, to try to feed 5 people, 5 adults.
Yeah.
And have to watch what one won't eat and then what another one will eat and that one won't eat. And it's just like trying to juggle. And I'm like, okay, we're to the point. Y'all gonna have to eat what I fix.
It's going to be like when we was kids.
Either eat it or do without.
Yeah, you had 2 choices.
Yep.
Eat or go hungry.
Yep, that's right. But I totally understand people having to fix not so healthy stuff to feed their families. I really do. I do understand it. And it's not that we want to feed our family horrible foods.
Sometimes you don't have much choice.
Yes, that's
based on circumstances and finances and all.
Absolutely.
But you can do, some little things like drain and rinse and all, and that way, it's a little healthier.
And you can get foods that'll stretch a meal. Rice, that will stretch a meal.
Yeah.
Beans. Cook your pot of beans. Fix your skillet of cornbread. You got potatoes? Fix you some fried potatoes. That was a deluxe meal growing up for us. That was just like, oh, wow. We're going to get to have this. And that was a wonderful meal. And I still enjoy that to this day. And that's something you all will eat when I fix it.
Yeah.
Is beans and cornbread and fried potatoes.
And the thing is, like, we cook a ham in the crock pot or whatever and make sandwiches. Well, then what's left off of that goes back into the freezer. And then that come out one day and turns into ham and beans.
We try to get as many meals out as we can out of like a ham. And that's what you got to look at. When you fix the ham in the crock pot, it's very tender and falls apart. So we'll have ham with a meal maybe. Maybe have ham sandwiches the next day. But what's left, like you said, we put it in the freezer. And freeze it, and then when I'm cooking a big pot of beans, out comes that ham, and we have got the best bean and ham dish in cornbread. And that will stretch. It will. And your family will have a good hot meal.
And sometimes we'll make the beans and it'll be a big pot and we'll eat on it. Say, today we eat on it and then there's still enough to put in the freezer and then
Have another meal another day.
down the road.
Yeah.
So,
If you can't afford a ham and you want some meat in there, chop you up some bacon.
Yeah.
If you want it in there for seasoning. If you can find you a package of ham hocks, that'll season them good.
yeah.
I mean, Mom used to season them with just lard. That's what we had.
Yeah.
And that's what she would season them with. And we loved it. We really did. So, it's just, we were just talking about stuff came up about, and I told him some of the stuff we ate when I was growing up, and he felt so bad.
I was like, that's sad.
But it was okay,
Yeah.
because that's what we had and that's what we did. And it was like anything else was just a bonus.
Yeah.
It was just a joyful time. If we had oatmeal, Mama could make oatmeal cookies at times. Oh my gosh, that was just like we'd been to a fine bakery or something. Because it was good.
Right.
And it's, you can't always just fix really healthy stuff. If you can, that's wonderful.
Right.
That's great if that's how you can feed your family.
Yeah.
That really is. But for a lot of families now, they are having to eat what you consider the not so healthy food so that they can feed their family. And as long as you're getting food in them tummies,
Yep.
honeys, that's wonderful. Because they're not going hungry.
That's right.
So, I don't know what got me started on all this, but just thought I'd share with y'all. You're going to be seeing me throw together some stuff, and it's not going to be healthy stuff. It's not. But where I can, I'll try to do healthy stuff. But, like tomorrow, I'm going to make a cornbread and sausage dinner. Bake it in the cast iron. That's
Okay.
going to be a meal.
Okay.
And that's what we're having tomorrow. I've already got it planned out, and that's what I'm fixing. Is it going to be healthy? Heck to the no. It won't be.
Sausage is healthy.
Yeah. But it's going to be good, and it's going to feed my family.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm about.
Yeah.
Getting my family fed so they don't feel hungry. And whatever y'all got to do, honeys, y'all do it. That's fine. There's not a thing wrong with it.
No.
And for those that can do better, I'm happy for you. That's good.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to talk to y'all. I've done made me another pot of coffee. I told Eric, I said, I just feel like having a cup of coffee, and it's 2:30 in the afternoon.
All this talk of sugar sandwiches got her all giddy.
But it's funny how you can think about something like that, and it'll flash through your mind, and you're like, boy, we just thought that was the best thing ever. And saltine crackers with some type of salad dressing. I don't know if we could afford mayonnaise then, or when she could get it, if we had something like a Miracle Whip or something. But yeah, we'd eat that on crackers for a meal. But you do what you have to do.
Yep.
And I'm glad I got to sit here and have some time with y'all. I love talking to you. And I don't think did I say hello to Colton and them today?
Yes.
I did?
Yes.
I don't remember doing it. In case I didn't, Colton, little Cash, I love you, buddy. Love y'all beautiful family around the world. Hope you have a blessed day, and we love y'all.